Hello everyone, Rich Hagan alongside Pro Tour historian Mr. Brian David Marshall. BDM, it's the penultimate night of the season. Only 8 players on Earth get to play more professional Magic in this season.
And it's an impressive 8. We've got some Pro Tour debuts, we've got some first-time top 8ers, we've got some grizzled veterans. It's an exciting mix of players.
All right, let's work our way down. In first place,
Patrick Cox, playing Naya Aggro. This is the second top 8 of Patrick Cox's career. The last time he did it was at Pro Tour Nagoya. And you might remember he was playing a similar deck, a white creature-based deck built around Pure Steel Paladin.
Right, and then eventually, of course, it was Draft in the top 8. David Schaffman winning that one. Okay, so Pat Cox, great for him. He needed top 16 to be a gold pro. You know what? If he wins tomorrow, that's platinum automatically to the winner. So that's number 1.
He had to rebook his ticket.
Bless. Number 2 was
Yuki Ichikawa of Japan, making his second top 8 in just 4 attempts on the Pro Tour.
All right, now he is a name not super known on the Pro Tour because he's only been here 4 times.
But online, he is the most popular Magic streamer in Japan.
Really?
Yes.
Over all the great Hall of Famers and Players of the Year?
Yes.
He is the man.
Yes, he is the man when it comes to streaming Magic. He's, plays nonstop, gets huge audiences, and, we're really seeing that he can do well when we're doing the streaming for him as well.
Do we have a sense of what he's playing?
Yes,
coming
absolutely.
Into the top 8?
He's playing Jund Planeswalkers.
Okay.
So his deck, has a little bit of, we've seen a Jund Planeswalkers deck in the past. This is a little bit of a twist on that.
Right. So we have Pat Cox, America, Yuki Ichikawa, Japan. Who's number 3?
William Jensen.
That's his 5th?
This is the 5th. This was a big deal for him. He got into the Pro Tour Hall of Fame at the beginning of this season. We inducted him at Pro Tour Theros. But, he seemed like he felt a little guilty about it. He's like, I have 4 Pro Tour top 8s. I personally want to vote for people who have 5 Pro Tour top 8s. 5 is a magic number to him, and he was really emotionally moved to have gotten that number and to have sort of gone into a pretty elite club of people who've been able to say, I've played on Sunday 5 times on the Pro Tour.
Yeah, incredible for him, and yet more success, of course, for Channel Fireball Pantheon.
Pantheon, yeah. He was playing the black-white mid-range deck. It looks a little bit like the mono-black Devotion deck of past, but without the Grey Merchant of Acidols and some just big, mean Orzhov creatures.
Right, so we're talking things like Obsidat, Ghost Council.
and Blood Baron of Viscopa.
Okay.
Just, huge game-swinging cards.
Right, so that's number 3. Who's number 4?
I'm very excited every time I get a chance to cross someone off the list of, best players without a Pro Tour top 8.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan Floch had won the World Team Championship in 2010, had racked up enough points to vote for the Hall of Fame, but did not have that elusive top 8. Finally got through today. He's like, yeah, I read your column. I'm pretty glad to be off that list.
Yeah, fantastic achievement for him. He will captain the Slovak Republic team, but what's his deck?
He's playing blue-white control, and he is playing, he has played a lot more Magic this weekend than almost anyone else in this tournament. He's cast, 7 Sphinx's Revelations in a game. Yeah. Just tearing through his deck, just like, I'm not actually killing you, so you're not going to concede, but I'm going to draw 12 cards. I'm going to discard cards in packets of 4 at the end of my turn.
Oh, you're making me feel all warm inside. And of course, one of the best cards ever printed is in that deck, Elixir of Immortality.
Yes, one of my favorite cards.
Bless. On we go.
Well, now, speaking of people making their first Pro Tour top 8, someone who was sort of like in that 11th, 12th category of most pro points without a top 8 is Matt Sperling.
Right.
And apparently Matt was sick of not having a top 8. And, he came in and he set this field on fire, playing red-white burn, and a lot of people in this top 8 are very scared of playing him. One of the reasons we saw Pat Cox play in the last round is he was like, look, I want to be the number 1 seed. I don't want to give away anything if I have to play against Matt Sperling.
Right. And he, of course, traditionally part of Channel Fireball Pantheon, but on this trip had hardly any chance to test, came out just a couple of days before, and maybe the pressure was off. You know,
Sure.
I mean, if you surround yourself, we always say, play with some people who are better than you. But if you surround yourself for 2 weeks with 14 people who are better than you and a couple of people who you think, yeah, I'm on about a par with them, maybe eventually you start thinking, I don't know, what chance have I got? They're all better than me. But this time around, he got there, and well done to him. Who's next?
Pierre Mandan. We saw him at Grand Prix Philadelphia, making the top 8 there, playing in limited.
A Grand Prix champion as well.
A Grand Prix champion, absolutely. But you know what? He's like, I can play standard. I'm gonna bust out this Jun Planeswalkers deck that's been doing pretty well, and so he ends up being our 6th seed.
So congratulations to him.
His first obvious Pro Tour top 8.
Right. Now everyone to that point was clearly in because they'd got up 37 points, but then we knew that there was this sort of merry-go-round of 36 pointers, a few of which looked like they'd be really in the mix.
Right. There were a full people going down to 12th place with 36 points.
But we were pretty confident that there were realistically only 3 people who could finish 7, 8, 9.
Right.
There was Jeremy Desani, there was Owen Turtenwald, and there was Jackson Cunningham. 7th place went to...
was the emotional roller coaster that is Jackson Cunningham.
Right.
Jackson Cunningham, younger brother of Jeff Cunningham, Pro Tour top 8 competitor. Jackson was on his Pro Tour debut. This is the first time he's played on the Pro Tour. Playing green-white aggro, and he had to play against Pat Cox in the last round. And Pat, well, you know, Pat dream crushed. Pat's like, I need to be top seed. Well, dream crushed, then woke up and to the dream of playing in the Pro Tour top 8 in his first event of this caliber.
Yeah, which
unbelievable.
We cannot emphasize enough how tough it is to make the top 8 on your first Pro Tour.
I do Hall of Fame interviews all the time, and I got to tell you, not many. There are a very, very small number of players who were like, yep, went to the Pro Tour, went to my first Pro Tour, made the top 8.
Quite. So phenomenal achievement, whatever happens tomorrow. But that meant Owen Turtenwald, Jeremy Desani. Jeremy Desani, Owen Turtenwald, flip, flop, and...
Owen Turtenwald is the 8th seed. He's playing black-white mid-range. This is the 2nd top 8 of Owen's career. You know, he's going to fall short even if he wins in the race for Player of the Year with Jeremy Desani. But, you know, more importantly, he's going to, you know, he locks up the World Magic Cup captaincy. He's going to be, you know, in a position to win his first Pro Tour now, maybe build on the success from his last Pro Tour top 8.
Yeah, and as you say, in 9th place, Jeremy Desani, that is enough for 15 points. It takes him to 86 points on the year. And that means that even with 30 points, Owen tomorrow cannot catch him. We have a Player of the Year. It is Jeremy Desani of France.
Yeah, our top 16, our top, you know, 20 is all ridiculous.
Yeah, there we are. You see them on the board there.
You know, Ben Friedman, what a great job by him. You know, he put together a team for this event, Day 1 MTG. And they really, you know, he was in great shape throughout this tournament. And, you know, finishing in 10th place is a very impressive finish here.
And Martin User needed a very big finish to maintain platinum status for this coming season. I believe he gets there with his top 16. I have to check on that. Timotei Simoneau, talk about take advantage of the opportunity. He wasn't even qualified until
Milan when he made...
no, Boston last weekend. Even, I think.
No, I believe it was Milan.
It was Milan, right, okay.
It was Milan. Mm-hmm. Yes, he qualified in Milan. And, you know, now, you know, a top 25 finish here, so he'll have a silver, he'll have a top 25. He can start stringing stuff together. Right. Again, a world team champion.
And so nearly, there you see him in 13th place. The best in the business, John Finkel.
Almost had 15 for 15.
Oh, very good, very good. And one final mention on that board, Adam Koska, twice 9th at a Pro Tour, adds another top 16 to his resume. One day, Adam, you will not run out of rounds and you will be in Sunday. Keep at it, my friend. He's a very, very good player from the Czech Republic.
Excellent player, and you know, probably one of the best players. You know, if you need a sleeper pick in your fantasy draft, pick Adam Koska.
Okay, meanwhile though, the 8 big names behind us are going to come back tomorrow. They're going to play standard, best 2 out of 3, and you will see every turn of every game of every match right here at the home of Magic. For 8 people, the magic continues. For everyone else, it's time to plot and plan for next season. Don't you dare miss the last day of the season tomorrow. For the Pro Tour historian, Brian David Marshall, I'm your host, Rich Hagan, saying bye.